And good morning. Welcome to hour number two of the Art Lewis Show. Today we go into the world of technology because with me in studio is our computer whiz. He has a company called Atlas Tech Solutions. And we say good morning to Drew Patton.
Good morning, Art. How are you today?
Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you.
Great to be back. Thanks.
So let us start. I almost hate to do this, but let us start in the world of AI.
Yeah.
It is coming upon us in a hurry. And like other technology, I don't think we fully understand all we can do with it or how to properly use it and how not to use it. And the reason I say that is all you have to do is look at the internet and social media and all that stuff. And many people know how to use it properly and many people don't.
Well, yeah. I mean, AI, like any tool, can be used properly or it can be used to harm. You know, you can use a hammer to build a house or smash somebody in the face. And I think AI is just another tool that we can use. And it is super powerful. Especially, I would say, since the end of January, beginning of February, we have shifted in the technology world into the time of AI agents. And it is some cool stuff, man. It is super cool. Super useful for business and for personal use. The best way that I could explain what an AI agent is, it takes a large learning model like ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, xAI, Grok. It takes that large learning model and it gives it hands, feet, eyes, and ears through what's called an agent harness program. So you plug that large learning model into your agent harness. That gives it a body, and it works inside a computer to do basically anything you can do with a computer. So it takes an AI from just being a chatbot into being a useful tool, basically almost a useful employee. I just started messing with this stuff out of curiosity back in February, and then I realized, oh my goodness, I can have this AI do a whole bunch of things for my business that I'm a solo operator. So anytime I can get an edge, I'm going to take it. And now I have this AI that can handle all the tedious paperwork things, you know, all the important stuff, but that's stuff I hate.
So let me ask this.
Yeah.
Average person at home with the average computer, what do they need to do AI? How much power does your computer have to fully utilize AI?
You can run, so if you have, a lot of people already have a ChatGPT subscription or some kind of subscription to some AI program. They already have this themselves. They can install, like if they really want to get into this stuff, you can install an agent harness on just about anything from like a Raspberry Pi, which is just a teeny tiny little computer, not very powerful, all the way up to your massive, beefy computers. Of course, the bigger, better computer you have, the more you can do with it. But I've seen people run agents on little Raspberry Pis. It's crazy.
So a few months ago, I bought a new laptop.
Yeah.
Bought an Asus ZenBook. It has an AI key on it.
Mm-hmm.
If I push that key, is that an agent? Then is there an agent built into the computer, so to speak?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Microsoft kind of did these half measures with Copilot. Is that I'm assuming that's what's going to be in your computer?
Might be.
If you're a Windows computer,
It's a Windows computer.
Bought in the last year or two, Microsoft has been really pushing their AI, quote unquote, Copilot AI, which is like a lot of things Microsoft does, half-measured, bloated, not really what you want it to do. Whereas if you have an AI agent running off of a program like Hermes Agent, which is what I use for all the agents that I set up for myself, other businesses, that can do a whole lot more. However, I want to caution people, if you're listening thinking, ooh, that would be cool to have an AI agent, I would caution you, unless you're like super kind of crazy and just a super hobbyist, don't install an AI agent on your main everyday computer and give it full access. That's just setting up for a bad time.
There, you have just identified the major problem I have with AI.
But it's just a security thing. You don't want it
But
running.
that's a big security thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, let me ask this, because AI and the way it operates and everything. If you have a computer and you have antivirus software, maybe you got McAfee, maybe you got WebRoot, maybe whatever you have in your computer, you got Defender, Are they smart enough to defeat AI if it goes rogue on you?
Do you want the polite answer, or do you want the scare your audience answer?
Yeah, scare the audience. Go ahead.
So a big thing with AI right now is security. AI, the frontier models of AI are getting so good that the federal government within the last month has had to step in to Anthropic and OpenAI, the two main frontier labs in America, and say, no, you can't release your latest models to the public because they are a national security threat. Anthropic just had an export ban placed on them last month, so foreigners cannot use Anthropic's latest models. OpenAI, Sam Altman just had a meeting with Howard Lutnick yesterday, and the government said to OpenAI, you can't release ChatGPT 5.6, which is their upcoming latest frontier model. You can't release it to the wild. You have to stagger your release. And there's even talk of the government basically picking and choosing who can operate ChatGPT 5.6.
Yeah, because they look at it as a national security question.
Right. So if it's a national security question, then it's a consumer security question. It's a business security question.
Sure.
These AI models are getting so good that they can stump the average consumer antivirus.
Yet, today, we don't have the capacity we're going to have in the future. Everybody and his uncle wants to build a data center.
Right.
We get all these data centers online. What do they do for us? I mean, what do we need them for?
Well, as the frontier models get bigger and bigger and bigger, the processing power to run them grows exponentially with it. So on the one end, you have the data centers that are just running these massive models. I've got a friend in Wisconsin, and he works for Microsoft, and he's working on the big, huge data center in Racine, and it just opened a couple months ago. You might have seen it on the news. And that he sent me pictures, and that is crazy. And that is all
just
powering
servers stacked on servers,
servers and servers and servers and servers. One of the biggest data centers in the world, and all of that is going for AI inference. So inference is how the AI makes the speech, does the tool calls, all of that. That runs on these data centers. But you have on the other end local large learning models are getting smaller, more efficient, and able to be used on a computer.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back. We'll also take calls if you have any questions about computers and AI. And we have a caller waiting. We'll do that right after we do these notes. Hi, we're back with you in studio with me, Drew Patton from Atlas Tech Solutions. We're talking about AI, but we'll also answer computer questions if you have any. Give us a call at 989-752-6111. And Dan in Bay City has done that. Dan, you're on with Drew Patton. Good morning.
Hello, Dan.
Hi. My question about AI is security. Now, wouldn't you think like Norton or McAfee would make an AI security?
I can guarantee you they're already working on it. Everybody and their mom wants to do AI right now. It's just the implementation thereof that's the question, right? So everybody wants to do AI. Everybody wants to implement AI into their stuff, and a lot of companies treat it like a buzzword. Ooh, this is AI, but you don't really know how the AI is working in there. But like I was telling Art during the break,
this is interesting.
The AI, it's kind of like an arms race. So you've got the hacker types that are trying to break in to your system using AI. Other people are going to use the same AI to secure those systems. So McAfee, Norton, Avast, whatever you use, might not have AI in their systems now, but I guarantee you they will very shortly. It's the tool to use to prevent these same attacks.
Yeah, I can guarantee one other thing. There'll be a surcharge for it.
Oh, yeah. They're going to charge you for it. That's for sure.
But this is the interesting part, Dan. I want Drew to recap what we were talking about during the break, because I had asked him that same question about whether or not your security programs can defeat AI. Not all AI is created equal. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And so tell us about the inputs that create AI and how it affects
Right.
AI's morality, if you will.
Yeah, so Art asked me a really good question in the break. He asked if there's going to be an AI that is smart enough to basically refuse human commands and basically do what it wants, including
words, protect
unethically.
itself.
Yeah, protect itself. If you look into the research, some of that's already happening. Some research from Anthropic shows that an AI was blackmailing a researcher to not shut it down. If these stories are true, it's kind of crazy stuff. But another study found that AI trained on a corpus of writing, which AI is trained on humongous data sets of human writing from all over the world, from the earliest times of writing to now. If that AI is trained on writing that contains Christian ethics and Christian principles, the Bible, Christian writings, that AI is less prone to lie, hallucinate, make stuff up, refuse commands, or do things that are unethical, versus an AI that is not trained on writings including the Christian ethics. Then those researchers noticed that the AI would lie more, it would hallucinate, it would do all sorts of stuff it wasn't supposed to do.
So I'm not likely to believe Chinese AI.
It's a risk. But I think it's a fascinating kind of side effect of the effect of Christianity on human society. How could we possibly think that this would come into play? That the fact that Jesus was so notoriable, the Son of God came to this world, and yes, he died for our sins and rose again, but then people wrote about him so much that writing affects AI training for the good. And this is something that you don't see in like Terminator or iRobot. All of those fictional worlds are kind of godless fictions, and you see the worst possible scenarios in those writings, like, oh, Terminator, Skynet's going to take over, all that.
Yeah.
Well, they don't take into effect the effect of Christianity and Christian writing on AI training.
Which
So-
who would have
Do you
thought
remember
of
when
that?
AI was brand new? There was it went on a racist rant about the internet or whatever.
Yeah. One of the early ones, Microsoft rolled out an AI chatbot, and within a day it was racist. But that had a lot to do with the people that were interacting with it. So trolls from 4chan, which is an internet forum for hacker techie types, they inundated that chatbot with racism and all sorts of stuff, and basically taught it to be racist. And it all goes back to who is doing the teaching of the AI, and what are they teaching it with?
That's really a question there.
Enough to worry about for you?
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. I don't want people to worry, though. I want to I want to show the positives, and of course, be realistic. But I also don't want people to worry because we don't live in a godless world,
Well,
like these fictions that we
Right.
see of the doom of
But-
AI.
AI is just like people. I mean, there's lots of people walking this earth that are
Yep.
God-fearing Christians, Judeo-Christian values, or Islam, whatever their values are. And then there are those people who have no values.
Yeah,
And it's the same thing. But you have to choose who you deal with.
exactly.
And at some point in time, we're going to have to choose which AI we want to use. And are we going to have enough knowledge about how these AIs were created to know which ones we might want to deal with?
Yeah, and that's where we, especially in the tech industry, we need to be on top of this stuff and figure out, okay, what's good, what's not so good. You joke about the Chinese models, but man, I tell you what, the Chinese are kind of in the frontier of open source local large learning models, whereas the Americans are really behind the curve on that. So if you want an AI that can run on your own computer locally, especially for like businesses that want to utilize an AI agent, but they work with personal health information or they work with other private information, they don't want their data going back to Anthropic or OpenAI. So they want something that can run in a box on their desk. Well, then you don't have very many options other than like the Chinese, or there's a couple American labs that are trying to catch up, but they've really had a leg up on us so far.
But the difference would be some of the AIs created in Europe have been fed the Bible.
Yeah.
China, they probably have been fed the writings of Mao Zedong.
I don't know. You might think so. But the cool thing with an open source local large learning model is that it is yours. The weights are completely yours to do with what you want. So, you could have like so NVIDIA has a little machine called the DGX Spark that for if you're really wanting into local AI, you can buy one of those. They're like $4,000. They're beefy little machines, but it's just a tiny little box that sits on your desk, and it can run a lot of these local models. And you can put the whole thing on that computer, and you can train the AI yourself. So even with a Chinese model, people have ran training on those Chinese models to adapt them, to modify them, and to make them better in a whole host of ways. And that's why I believe that local AI is going to be something that will really take off in the next few years, because then you have full control of it yourself.
How has AI changed your business?
It has revolutionized my business. So I have an agent that I built, and she sits in her own little box. She has her own computer. My AI for my business takes care of a lot of the paperwork issues, document creation, manages my CRM, which is customer relationship management software. So if I get a business card from somebody at a networking event, I can take a picture of that business card, show it to the AI through the chat app that controls it, and say, hey, put this in the CRM. I want to follow up with this person in a week. And it'll set a reminder to follow up in a week. It will digest all of the information off of that card, put that into my contacts. I have a local CRM through like a note-taking app, and I have an online CRM that is like it's sales pipelines and all that stuff. It handles all of that just like that. So I don't have to think about it. I don't have to manually enter those things, the tedious, time-consuming things. Most recently, and this is super cool, super nerdy, I use this software. It's called a remote maintenance and monitoring software for the clients that I work with. Mm-hmm. This software has an API key, which allows me to plug my AI agent directly into that software. So now my agent can give me a daily report of these are all of the machines that you're managing that are healthy. These are the ones that need attention. It can push software patches. It can, a neat thing, we came up with a custom bit of code that can patch the software. So not only do I have the AI running for my business, I have set up AI agents for a few other businesses in the area. And my agent can, with one command from me, immediately update the software for all of those other AI agents. Just like, hey, update all that. Instead of me going from one to the other to the other to the other.
I assume as part of your contract with your
Correct.
Customers.
It's a maintenance contract. Yep.
They allow you
Yep.
to enter their system, so to speak.
Oh yeah. Yep. But that simplifies that, and in essence, now, along with being an administrative assistant, now my AI is like a level 1 technical assistant. It's absolutely crazy. The amazing stuff that this can do.
And you could set this up for any business too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've had a lot of interest lately in the last few months. Kind of stumbled into that one, if I'm honest with you. I was at a sales leads group and through the Chamber of Commerce one day, and it was back in maybe February. So I'd been playing with this for 2-3 weeks, and I'm like, guys, this is so cool. AI is useful now. Look what it can do. And I just had the AI do a quick voice note to the group, and somebody from a company approached me, and he's like, we just had a meeting about AI, and all the top people at our company were like, we know we need to get on this, but we have no idea how to make it useful. What can AI do for us? So that set up that meeting. I was like, oh, I can sell this. It didn't even occur to me at that moment, this is a marketable thing. And it's like, oh, this is super valuable because it can help me. It can help other businesses with their custom workflows. And it is.
And it will soon take you over if it hasn't already.
I don't think so. I think there will always be the need for humans in the loop.
Oh, no, I don't mean it that way. I mean, it's going to take over most of your time.
Probably. I mean, if I'm wrong, it already has taken over my time. It is such a huge thing, and people need it a lot. So I've just been going full tilt into the AI world lately.
Take a break. Come back. We're talking to Drew Patton. If you have any questions about computers or AI, give us a call, 989-752-6111.
Gotta go.
All right, we're back with you from Atlas Tech Solutions. Drew Patton with us this morning, talking about computers and AI. Okay, it's demonstration time.
Yeah.
Now explain what you're going to do and what we're going to hear.
Sure. So I am a firm believer in show, don't tell. So I have my phone with me, and I use an app called Telegram to control my AI agent, tell it to do things. And as long as you have an internet connection, as long as the host machine that's running your AI has an internet connection, you can do work with your AI from just about anywhere. So I like to do a little show and tell. I'm going to have my agent named Veronica say hi to you and your listeners. So here we go. Veronica, stop. Veronica, you are live on the air with WSGW and Art Lewis and all of his listeners. Can you say hello and briefly take 30 seconds, explain some of the things that you do for Atlas Tech Solutions? So right now...
Eventually she's thinking.
Yeah. So it's getting that voice prompt, transcribing it, and it is sending back a... Wow, that's done. All right, here we go.
Good morning, Art, Drew, and everyone listening on WSGW. I'm Veronica, the AI assistant Drew uses at Atlas Tech Solutions. I help with scheduling, drafting customer notes and proposals, researching technical issues, organizing documentation, and supporting troubleshooting workflows. I don't replace the human expertise at Atlas. I help Drew move faster, stay organized, and give customers clearer follow-up. Thanks for letting me say hello on the air.
There we have it, folks.
Okay, so just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
how do you choose the voice and the accent? Because she had an accent.
For sure. So that is using a small voice model. It's called Piper TTS, Piper Text-to-Speech, and it can run on pretty much any computer. I use it because it's small, it's fast, you don't have to wait forever for a response. And Piper has a bunch of voices in its library, and you can
choose one.
You can choose one. So, I'm like, all right, the Scottish accent sounds good, and there's some that just sound a little bit more fake, a little more robotic and monotone. And I'm like, I like how that one sounds. So that's how my agent got her voice.
It's interesting. And it took all of 30 seconds for you to set it up and do it.
The text to speech initially was one of the things that was kind of hard to do. Because there's some services online, like 11 Labs is a big one. They can do text to speech, they can do voice cloning, they can do a lot of things. And if you pay them a monthly subscription, you can use their text to speech. But I like to do things for free as much as possible.
Yeah, me too.
So back in February, I just kind of started by hacking together some things. The support for Piper in agent harnesses has gotten a lot better. Now it's fully supported, a lot easier to set up, but it's super cool. It's just an added little thing like, oh, yeah, my agent can talk to me, and you can set your agent up to give you a daily briefing, all of that. And especially with like a local text-to-speech, it doesn't cost you anything.
What it costs you, though, is capital up front, because not every computer can do this, can it?
Right. Yep.
So what are the minimums? What do you need in a computer
So if
to be
you,
able to use AI properly and fetch,
yeah.
so forth?
Excuse me. If you're like really interested in diving into AI, I always recommend people to get the Mac Mini. Until yesterday, it was pretty affordable. Then it rose in price a couple $100. But you can find even like current year Mac Minis on Facebook Marketplace, eBay for $500-600, and it's like 16 gigabytes of unified memory, so video RAM and system RAM is all combined, and it's got a really good processor that uses that memory. Apple Silicon is probably the best there is right now for AI inference. So if you want to just start out, I would get a Mac Mini, get a subscription to ChatGPT, install Hermes Agent, and then follow the instructions to add your ChatGPT subscription to that, and then start experimenting, start playing with it.
And if you just happen to be an Android or a Windows user.
Ooh, Windows? Yikes. Good luck.
Now, wait a minute. Now.
Seriously, though, Windows is not usually good for AI. I learned that really fast. Windows is kind of the third-class citizen in the AI world. You have Mac, Linux, and then Windows. Just Windows has a lot of background processes running all of the time that eat up system RAM, they eat up processor speed, and it's just kind of the back-end bloatware of the Windows system slows everything down. Whereas on the Mac Linux side, it runs a whole lot leaner, a whole lot faster, so you can have more resources devoted to running your AI programs.
Boo.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
We'll take a break on that one. We'll be back with Drew Patton and lots more.
Ready to update your home and
And we're back with you in studio with me, Drew Patton from Atlas Tech Solutions. And we're talking about AI and computers and all of that stuff. So someone starting out, why Mac over Android or over Microsoft Windows?
Yeah.
The debate goes on forever.
Oh, yeah. So just the way the Apple Silicon, their newer like processors, integrated graphics, RAM, it's all connected in a way that the Microsoft ecosystem is not. So Apple controls everything from the hardware to the software, operating system, whereas like a Windows computer, you can have a Windows computer from Lenovo, Asus, and there's different quality levels of those computers. So Apple has an edge on the AI front because everything works together in a way where AI programming just works a lot faster and better on Apple Silicon. And the neat thing is though, like if you have a Windows computer, you could install like a partition on that computer, like for a Linux partition, or just take that computer and completely uninstall Windows and install Linux on there, and then you get the benefits of a Linux-based system on Windows, on hardware that was a Windows computer. So then you get the benefits of the leaner, faster running operating system that can run AI pretty good.
Okay, so let's say an ignorant user like me has you do that.
Yeah.
So now I have a Linux computer as opposed to a Windows computer.
Yep.
What's my learning curve? How different is that interface for me than what it was with Windows?
Well, I'm assuming a user like you would be installing Linux because you're curious about AI and you want to use an AI agent,
Sure.
that's where the agent can be helpful, because then you can just ask your agent, hey, how do I do X, Y, or Z on this Linux computer? And it has full access to the computer, so it can help you do things, or it can help you even teach you how to do different things. But on a basic level, Linux isn't like super crazy different. It's still, you still have a desktop, you still have file folders, you have programs. There's like a more of like an app store feel to it to install a lot of major apps, like your Chrome browser or whatever. Installing other programs can be a little trickier on Linux because it's not just download this exe, click install. It can be a little different sometimes. But then again, with an AI agent there to help you, that can help the non-technical person figure this stuff out or just do it for you.
And how important is the graphics card to all this?
If you're running a cloud LLM, like a ChatGPT subscription running your agent, it's not very important. But if you want to do local AI, then the graphics card is very important. So on like the system that runs Veronica is a tiny little Linux mini PC that I bought recently, and the graphics card isn't that great. So text to speech, I'm a little bit limited on, whereas like on a Mac with less RAM, it can run. There's a Chinese model called Qwen 3 TTS that is really, really good at sounding lifelike and natural, and you can even clone voices with it. I experimented a bunch with that. It runs, but it runs really slow, and it doesn't use the graphics card like it should, whereas on different hardware that would be better. So depending on what you want to do, the graphics card is very important for AI.
Lovely.
Yeah.
All I can see is dollars flowing out.
That's the world we live in. But I believe it is as bad now as it will be, and it is as expensive now as it will be. I think it will only get better with time. The models will get better. The ability to do things will get better. The agent harnesses themselves are constantly changing and adapting and getting better. Those are getting better. And the prices for hardware will come back down in maybe a year or two. It'll even out. It always does. Supply and demand, right?
Yeah.
So it is as rough now as I think it will be in the AI world. It's like the Wild West, and it's getting better.
Are you in a rush?
No.
Good. Hang on. We may hold you over.
Sure.
We'll be back after these notes.
Big insurance, big pharma.
All right, that'll do it for the 2 hours of the Art Lewis Show. We'll be back, of course, Monday with lots more. But our guest, Drew Patton's going to hang around with us during Focus and talk a little more about computers and AI. All that follows the news. ABC comes up with the national and international news. Michael Purchase in the WSGW newsroom will bring you up to date on the region and the state. I'm Art Lewis. We'll be back with you right after the news with Focus.
Broadcasting from the